Different people remember the beginning of the Fort Lauderdale Primetimers in different ways, but I will try to tell you what I remember about the Primetimers being formed. Actually, the organization started with the idea of one man whose name was Woody Baldwin. And my partner Bill and I knew him and another gentleman named Sean from belonging to Tidewaters Primetimers. When Woody found out that Bill and I planned on moving to Fort Lauderdale, his first comment was that he would like to see a chapter of Primetimers formed here. After moving here, he contacted me and asked that I contact Al Wakefield and Marshall Delmain, who were friends of his from the Boston Primetimers, and also John Avery, another friend of his, with the purpose of starting a chapter here in Fort Lauderdale. Although none of us knew each other, we made contact among ourselves and agreed to make the effort to start a chapter. The initial gathering was at Al and Marshall's home and included myself, my partner Bill Bjornstad, and Al Wakefield and Marshall Delmain, Bill Pryor, Mark Stemolis, and Mike Trask, and Bill Calloway. We decided to prepare a flyer to pass out at various places, telling who we were and that Woody Baldwin, the original founder of Primetimers, would be visiting Fort Lauderdale, and he would like to speak and relate how Primetimers chapter got started and that he would like to see a chapter here. In the flyer, we provided the date and time Woody would speak, and were able to obtain the old Pride Center, which is also known as the GLCC Pride Center, for our first meeting. We placed the flyer everywhere that we thought there might be an interest. Shardy's, local bars, restaurants, just about anywhere we could think that might help us in our cause. I must admit that I was somewhat skeptical that our efforts would be well received. I guess I just didn't realize interest was there for a social network for mature gay men. On the day of the meeting, we filled the meeting room, a terrific beginning to say the least. We gave his speech and proved to be a most persuasive speaker, since we signed up over 100 men as the Primetimers on that day, and tonight our efforts have proven to be most successful, as we have reached our 10th anniversary and approximately 427 members, and 128 members are here tonight. From a small beginning, a very vital social network has formed dedicated to its members. Thank you. Those are Jimmy's thoughts. As he stated in the beginning, different people remember different things. Myself and my partner Al Wakefield, my partner being a charter member of the first Primetimers in Boston, and then I joined it afterwards. It is now an international organization, as you know. We do not have all of our original founders here tonight. There are, I believe, 4 of us here present. I'm going to ask you to stand. Jimmy Schill, will you please stand? Mike Trask. Al Wakefield. And partner of Stemolis is sitting right there. Would you please stand up? Bill Pryor. Myself and Al Wakefield went over to the old GLCC, and we are the ones that made out the check to rent that hall for us for that day. Yes, it's true, 100 men signed up on that day, but there were more than 300 that showed up. And it's just an incredible turnout. I couldn't believe it myself. Another thing I want to tell you is that I had cooked for 2 days prior to that event. I figure all these people are coming from all over South Florida. They're going to be starving, and they're going to need something to eat. So I was chained to the stove for 3 days, and as it turned out, there were so many people wanting to get up and speak that it freed up all of our time, and also the folks that we dealt with at the GLCC made a mistake and booked somebody right behind us. They had a band coming in, and they was anxious to throw us out before anybody got a spoonful of food. And that was that. So I said, well, we're not staying here anymore. And we went over to the Art Serve, and I booked a room over there for us. But none of our brave first aid, Bill Kellaway, by the way, is Stonebird, so he's back up north this time of year, would be here tonight. Every group has to have a leader, so we will not forget our first president, John Avery. Thank you, John Avery, wherever you are, because he's not here tonight.